To be honest, I think we are gonna finally have our first French UFC champion.
See, when I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic, he's very quick, he's agile, he's light on his feet, he could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling.
I think so, Aspinall.
I'm taking Aspinall for sure.
Should be Tom. It should but we'll see.
The easy thing would be to, I guess, for you, try to take Ciryl to the ground and try to work from there. Is it obviously going to be the game plan, or are you going to try to strike Ciryl?
I think if I hit anybody, I can knock anybody out. And I think that Ciryl is no exception, but obviously there are some weaknesses in his ground game that we've seen, but I'm sure he's improved. You know what I mean? This is an MMA fight, it can go anywhere, so I'm sure we'll both be ready for anything.
Good day, fight fans, and welcome to the Pressure Point. After what feels like forever, the heavyweight division is finally exploding back to life. Tom Aspinall is stepping up to defend his crown against Ciryl Gane, two monsters at the peak of their game, ready to shake the whole scene. This isn't just another fight, it's a statement for who really runs the heavyweight throne. Aspinall spoke up about finally getting this fight locked in after so many delays. This will be the fourth time the matchup's been planned. He made it clear his mission is simple: stop Gane cold and make sure that belt stays right where it belongs. With the event set for October 25th in Abu Dhabi, he's laser-focused on leaving no doubt about who's the king.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line. This is the fourth time we've been matched up together. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi, me and Ciryl. The fourth attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's third title shot. We are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
Benoit Saint-Denis also shared his thoughts on Gane's showdown with Aspinall, saying he's confident France will finally see its first UFC heavyweight champion. He mentioned that this year, he spent more time training and connecting with Gane than ever before, and that bond has only fueled his belief in Gane's rise. When asked how he sees it going down, Saint-Denis didn't hesitate. He said Gane's locked in, hungry, and driven by that burning desire to take the crown. He praised Gane as a rare-level athlete, calm and deadly in his preparation, and predicted that over 5 rounds, Gane will outsmart and outlast Tom Aspinall to take it all. He explained that this fight won't just be a brawl, it's going to be a sharp, tactical chess match between two high-level heavyweights.
How do you think he does against Tom?
To be honest, I think we are gonna finally have our first French UFC champion. I think Ciryl, I've been talking with him. I have been taking more time with him this year than the past years, talking and training and yeah.
Still, he's convinced Gane's got the tools, the timing, and the mindset to pull off the win.
I think he's ready, and I think he has this fire inside him of wanting to become champion, working hard since a long time. He's not talking a lot this past month, but he has been doing a real good job, and he has been working hard, and I do believe he's an exceptional athlete, even for the heavyweight division. And on 5 rounds, I do believe he's gonna beat Tom Aspinall, and I cannot wait to see it, because of course it's gonna be tactical and very high level stuff, but I do believe Ciryl can do it, and he will.
Daniel Cormier jumped in too, hyped about the upcoming title clash. Even though the betting lines put Aspinall way ahead at -325 and Gane sitting at +265, DC made it clear, those odds don't tell the full story. He believes this matchup is way closer than people think, and that one small mistake could flip everything in a heartbeat.
We finally got Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl, we have been
We've been screaming about this Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane for a long time. UFC 321, Tom minus 325, Gane plus 260. We finally got the fight, but the world doesn't seem to believe, Chael, that it's a close fight. And I don't really agree with that line. I think this fight is much closer. Tom Aspinall minus 325, Ciryl Gane plus 265.
Curtis Blades also shared his take. He's backing Aspinall's grappling edge all the way. According to him, Tom's got the power and the technique to drag the fight to the mat whenever he wants and keep full control. Blades even said that if it goes beyond the first round, that's where Aspinall's game really shines and the tide will turn in his favor.
I believe that Aspinall does have the advantage, though, in that the grappling department. I believe that whenever he wants to, he'll be able to put Ciryl on his back, and he may not have to, but I believe he can if he does have to, and I believe that'll be the difference if he gets out of the first round. I'll go with Aspinall.
Aspinall himself sounded locked in and unshaken. He said he's ready to match Gane's slick movement, while still having the upper hand in both strength and grappling. He pointed out his track record of brutal knockouts as proof that one clean shot is all he needs to end it. Even when pacing himself in his last 5-rounder, he still scored a knockout, showing how dangerous his striking really is.
I think I match up pretty well against him. I think I'm equally as fast as him. I move equally as well. The difference is I can grapple. I've got a lot of power. And I think that's pretty undeniable at this stage of my career. I've got a lot of knockouts on my record, mate. I have to touch you once, and I wasn't even throwing heavy tonight. I thought it was going to be a 5-rounder. I didn't mean to knock him out. I was pretty sure that was going to be a 5-round fight tonight, and just takes one shot, mate, at heavyweight, especially with me throwing.
Meanwhile, Henry Cejudo looked at things from another angle, saying this won't be a walk in the park for Aspinall. With Gane's size, speed, and agility, Cejudo believes it'll be tougher than ever for Tom to dominate like he has before. He called this matchup the ultimate test of Aspinall's skill, a fight that could define where the heavyweight crown truly stands. He even hinted that the outcome might reveal whether Jon Jones plans to return and reclaim his throne.
You give him the number one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if Jon Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
The stakes couldn't be higher. Kamaru Usman jumped in, saying people keep sleeping on Ciryl Gane's name. He pointed out Gane's slick movement, sharp striking, and all-around polished game. Still, Usman couldn't ignore Aspinall's deadly mix of speed, clean boxing, and knockout power, making this one too close to call. He summed it up perfectly. This isn't hype, it's a real clash between elite heavyweights.
Ciryl Gane is, people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
Analyst Alleges Myth threw his vote behind Aspinall, praising his insane combination of wrestling, grappling, and lightning-fast movement for a big man. He said Tom's footwork stands out, smooth, efficient, and unpredictable. In his eyes, there's no one in the division right now who can really test him, though he admitted the fight might still surprise him.
I got Tom. Yeah, I got that. I just think the wrestling and the grappling and the speed of Tom Aspinall, he's a heavyweight, but he doesn't move like a natural heavyweight. Like, he has really good footwork, really fast. Obviously, he's strong and powerful. Yeah, I think Tom Aspinall right now, I just don't see any, somebody might surprise me, but right now I just don't see anybody that would really be a good matchup for Tom Aspinall that would give him a challenge, as of right now. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it right now.
Michael Bisping couldn't hide his excitement either. He praised Aspinall's destruction of top contenders, but warned that Gane brings something special to the cage, that rare mix of speed, athleticism, and IQ.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against Jon Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall.
Bisping even compared both fighters to Georges St. Pierre, saying they share that same calculated precision. Still, he reminded everyone that Gane's biggest hole is his grappling, the same flaw Jon Jones exposed when they fought. And that weakness could be deadly against Aspinall. Bisping broke it down simply. This is heavyweight MMA, meaning one mistake can end everything in seconds. But with Aspinall's lifelong jiu-jitsu background, training since he was 15 under his father's guidance, Bisping believes he'll lean on those skills when it matters most. And he added a reminder: Gane once made Francis Ngannou wrestle, so you can never count him out completely. He admitted that Gane's striking is sharp and dangerous, but even with that threat, he still believes Aspinall has the edge to get it done.
You never know, he could clip him. This is a dangerous fight, this is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting Jon Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. Jon Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter. If he doesn't beat Ciryl Gane as fast as what Jon did, guaranteed we're going to get some tweets.
Eric Anders is also riding with Tom Aspinall. He praised Tom's versatility, knockout power, and smooth fight IQ, saying Aspinall's hands are just as fast, if not faster, than Gane's. Anders also pointed out that Tom's submission game is no joke either, giving him multiple ways to finish the fight. Julius Walker broke it down too, saying this matchup could turn rough for Ciryl Gane. He highlighted how Aspinall's all-around skill set makes him a nightmare. He can match Gane's athleticism and speed, but he's got that major edge in grappling. Walker predicted that if it hits the mat, Aspinall could lock up a submission and end it right there.
Tom Aspinall, I think he's just got more ways to win, hits a lot harder, and just, I think Gane's advantage over everybody was his speed, and I think Tom Aspinall is just as fast, if not faster, especially with the hands and the boxing and stuff, and he's got submission wins too, so I'm going with Tom Aspinall.
MMA Guru went off with excitement over this fight announcement, calling it a can't-miss heavyweight collision. He even predicted Aspinall could finish Gane in the very first round with a clean knockout.
The Aspinall versus Gane, scary matchup. I think Aspinall's going to win by KO in the first round. If Tai Tuivasa can ever drop you on your ass in an MMA fight after you've beaten him up for the whole first round, if he can find a way to find your chin in that second round and drop you at any point in your career, I think Aspinall will find it in the first round, and I do think we'll see a first round Tom Aspinall KO.
Guru reminded fans that Tai Tuivasa took everything Gane had and still didn't drop, but said Aspinall, being quicker and more precise, would finish the job way faster. He warned that if Gane somehow pulls off the upset, it would shock fans everywhere, especially Jon Jones loyalists, who might start switching sides fast. Still, Guru stood firm on his pick, Aspinall all day. He said, while Gane's stand-up game is tricky, his weak grappling leaves him wide open for Tom's power and ground control.
If Ciryl Gane wins, my life will crumble before my very eyes. You understand this, right? We can't have Ciryl Gane win. There's gonna be a conglomerate of MMA fans that are suspiciously pro-Gane here, for no reason whatsoever, okay? Now, these may be considered former Jon Jones fans that now have nowhere to go because Jones retired, that will now pretend to be Ciryl Gane fans and pretend to want Ciryl Gane to win for the good of the sport. I just think he's way better. Tom Aspinall's the correct prediction. It is a very risky matchup. Ciryl Gane is very, very technical. Ciryl Gane is harder to hit than any former opponent of Tom Aspinall. I just think his grappling is a weakness, and he'll be thinking about that in a fight with Tom. And while you're thinking about that, you've also got to think about being knocked out with any punch you get hit with.
Even veteran reporter Ariel Helwani chimed in to discuss Aspinall's upcoming title defense against Gane, calling it one of the most anticipated heavyweight matchups in years. Fans have been waiting years for this one, and now it's finally happening. Ariel Helwani revealed that Tom Aspinall personally requested Abu Dhabi as the location, not just for the atmosphere, but for smart reasons too. The tax perks and its closeness to home made it the perfect setup, and the UFC gave the green light right away.
Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Ciryl Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home, and so they obliged.
Zane broke it down further, calling Aspinall versus Gane a defining moment for the heavyweight division. He explained that while the UFC usually leans toward the biggest blockbuster fights, sometimes strategic matchups like this one help the sport evolve in the long run. Zane also confirmed that, according to Gane, this fight has been booked and canceled 4 different times. That makes now the perfect moment for the rankings, for the division, and for both fighters' legacies. Chael Sonnen added his take, putting major respect on Ciryl Gane's name. He reminded everyone that Gane's kickboxing record sits somewhere around 27-3, though he's heard 29-2 before, which is insane at that level. Sonnen said that kind of striking background makes Gane a serious danger to anyone in the heavyweight class. But he also pointed out that Aspinall's rise came from mastering his stand-up too, keeping fights on the feet and closing the show with knockout precision. With both guys bringing striking heavy styles but totally different experience levels, Sonnen said this clash has become one of the most intriguing stylistic matchups we've seen in years.
Aspinall versus Gane is a massive transitional fight for the heavyweight division. Now, you got to understand where we're at. And I'm a checkers player. When it comes to matchmaking, that is a unique skill and vision. But I will always go with low-hanging fruit. It's just the way my mind works. I take the biggest fight for right now. But sometimes you're playing chess. And I admire the guys that can do that. I admire the guys that can stand back, look at the board, not think about what's right now, think about what could be. Ciryl Gane versus Tom Aspinall. According to Ciryl Gane, he just did an interview. They tried to make this fight 4 times. And for rankings and for the integrity of our rankings.
Matt Brown also weighed in, saying both fighters will be under heavy pressure, but Aspinall's got the bigger weight on his shoulders. He explained that the heavyweight division's reputation is on the line, and a Gane victory could shake its credibility.
It's almost an unfair comparison, right? When we talk about pressure versus pressure, everybody's under tremendous pressure. But I guess when you kind of look at it from not just pressure, but potential legacy and career and what's on the line, I think it's hard to not go with Tom Aspinall because the heavyweight division is on the line. If Gane goes in and beats him, no disrespect to Gane, love the guy. The heavyweight division loses a lot of respect. Even if Tom goes out there and it's a close fight or he gets dropped and then has to come back or something, like the heavyweight division has so little respect right now, probably deservedly so, I think. You know, with Gane getting his 3rd title shot in a couple years, like Tom has to show that he is the heavyweight division.
For Aspinall, though, this is his shot to cement himself as the guy, the face of the new era. Brown even warned that in this kind of fight, every tiny mistake matters. A single bad round or a close decision could change how fans and analysts view the whole division. He also mentioned that the outcome could directly shape future matchups, especially a potential showdown between Aspinall and Jon Jones. Jones, he said, will definitely be watching every move, studying every weakness, waiting for the right opening. For Brown, this fight isn't just another defense. It's a make-or-break moment for Aspinall's legacy and for the heavyweight division's place in UFC history. And that is all from Pressure Point today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment, letting us know which story stood out to you most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.